My dear students, I am going to tell about the first chapter of class 10, A Letter to God. The title of the story is actually strange because we cannot send a letter to God because we did not know the address of God. The Lenso was a corn farmer. He lived in the crest of a low hill. There was only the one family lived there in the entire valley. He was a hard-working man. He worked like an ox. His corn field became very good, but it needed a heavy rain or at least a shower. Therefore, he was waiting for rain. He every morning looked at the north sky in the hope of rain. Lenso's wife was preparing food for the whole family. His elder sons were busy in the cornfield and his small children were playing in front of their house. One day, in the time of supper, Lenso saw a huge mountain of clouds in the north sky, and therefore he predicted in the family that a rain would begin to fall that day. When it began to rain, Lenso became very happy. In delight, he came out in the rain. He compared the raindrops with coins. The small drops were 5 cents and the big drops were like 10 cents. But his hope did not last long. Suddenly, a strong wind along with hailstone began to fall. Lenso hoped that it would pass very soon, but his hope was in vain. It continued for almost an hour. The whole valley became white as salt. Little children were collecting frozen pieces in the rain. When the rain stopped, Lenso went to his paddy field with his sons. He found that his cornfield was totally destroyed. So he told his son that year they would go in hunger. He had only a slightest hope from God. He knew how to read and write. So he decided to write a letter to God for financial assistance. Next Tuesday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter to God. He informed God about the condition of his cornfield and asked to send him 100 peso for the next year to survive. He sent the letter through mailbox of the nearest post office. When the postman found the letter, he began to laugh because it was really a strange thing for him. In his career as a postman, he did not know the address of God. Therefore, he carried it to the postmaster. At first, the postmaster also began to laugh, but finally, he decided to answer the letter to keep the farmers deep faith in God. When he opened it, he found that there was no chance to write because he need only money. Therefore, he sent a part of his salary and asked his employees to provide him some financial help. He also collected money from his friends, but he could not manage 100 peso. He could collect only 70 pesos. When Lenzo went to the post office for his letter from God, the postmaster himself handed him the letter. He did not show any surprise because it was his great belief in God. He became very angry when he counted the money and found only 70 pesos instead of 100 pesos. He thought that God could not do so mistake, or he had no scarcity of money. Therefore, he wrote another letter to God and request God to send the money which was rest and another 30. But he asked God not to send the money through that post office because he said that all the employees of the post office were a bunch of crook. That's all.